I have a problem with my old laptop. When I study, the keyboard and trackpad take up a portion of my desk space. The remaining area is only large enough to fit an A4 sheet of paper. Even when I use a kickstand, the results don't change much. I'm the kind of person who uses many different documents simultaneously for reference, so it's unacceptable that the most convenient spot right in front of me is not being used for anything at all. The more significant issue is that it's old. Yes, signs of time are evident in the peeling paint. This greatly affects its aesthetics, and more importantly, doesn't boost the inspiration to study. Therefore, I decided to undertake a comprehensive upgrade to bring new life to it. The first thing I need to upgrade is the screen. Most laptops before 2015 came with a screen resolution of 1366 by 768, but this is no longer suitable today. The problem is that only 30-pin connectors can be upgraded to Full HD. In my case, it's a 40-pin connector, so no upgrades can be done with this type of connector. The only solution is to use an external HDMI port. Based on what I found online, my Asus X550C laptop is equipped with an HDMI 1.4 port, which means it can support up to 4K at 30 Hz or 1080p at 120 Hz. Thus, the screen upgrade issue has been resolved with a portable monitor. RAM is probably the easiest component to upgrade. By default, the machine has one RAM slot that supports a maximum of 8 GB, plus 4 GB soldered onto the motherboard, so I can upgrade to a maximum of 12 GB. Now let's talk about storage. The 2.5-inch HDD will be replaced with a faster SSD. Additionally, don't forget to expand storage capacity by replacing the CD drive with an SSD using an adapter like this. And to save space, just unscrew the SSD cover, and you'll see that the PCB inside is significantly smaller. Do the same with the caddy adapter, and now everything looks lighter. Of course, the HDD I have here is just an illustration while I wait for my second SSD to be shipped. Initially, I planned to modify the original case into a more compact version, but I quickly realized that it would be like trying to create a laptop version of Frankenstein. I needed something simpler and more refined, so I shifted towards redesigning everything from scratch. With the help of a 3D printer. After a few hours of printing, I got myself a new case. The reason I had to divide it into 4 parts is due to the size limitation of my printer, a Bambulab A1 Mini, which is 180 x 180. If you had a larger printer that could handle all the dimensions, the final product would be unibody and much more aesthetically pleasing. Speaking of 3D printers, all my designs are free, and you can download them using the link provided in the description. I have also uploaded the step files for those who need them. Feel free to download and enjoy. although the butterfly key joints connect the parts quite securely, I think a little super glue would be better. After going through many previous models, this final version has been optimized with the size and position best suited for my laptop, an Asus X550C. Let's take a look around before getting to the most interesting part: assembly. I started with the Wi-Fi antenna cable. At the end of each cable, there's usually a PCB with a thin copper foil. I don't really know what its purpose is, but the truth is, during disassembly, I didn't hesitate to tear it off before I realized it was a foolish mistake. I quickly rectified my error with another one from an old laptop I had. Although there's a slight difference in structure, I hope it works well. I fixed it to the bottom because I don't want any short circuits to occur, just because the cable is running freely in the very narrow remaining space. The main part is the motherboard. Being over 10 years old, and with all the gentle use, no water or food spills on it, it seems the PCB is still in very good condition. Yes, those are unbranded speakers used to replace the damaged original speakers in any laptop. I don't expect them to have good sound quality, nor do I plan to listen to music with them. But in necessary situations, they can still produce sound, which is more than enough for me. In my hand is a new 500 gigabytes SSD. Interestingly, its size is different from the black one I have here, so the mounting bracket also needs to be designed differently. If you also want to create a custom laptop, like I'm doing, make sure you have the exact dimensions of the SSD you own. I learned that the closer you get to your goal, the calmer you need to be, otherwise... The other side of the case uses only super glue to join the parts together. With a thickness of only 2 millimeters, I added 2 reinforcing ribs, and now it's much sturdier. In the top left corner is where the power button is located. It fits perfectly, doesn't it? But actually, initially it looked like this. I don't understand why they designed it in that L shape, but after careful observation, I saw that no components were soldered onto it. So I decided to cut it. I hope it still works. At the location of the battery connector, I made a simple cover to conceal it. Of course, to make it portable again, I need to bring the battery pack back by replacing the 4 old battery cells and then unlocking the battery's BMS. This task requires special tools and software, so I packaged it up and sent it to a guy I found on YouTube. He's an expert in his field, and of course, I'll have to pay a small fee. The keyboard is the last thing that needs upgrading. I chose a wireless office keyboard that can connect to the computer via Bluetooth or a USB receiver, and it's advertised as a silent key keyboard. Compared to the original laptop keyboard, I absolutely love this one. Similarly, I also chose a wireless mouse. After running the hard drive speed test, I found that the drive directly connected to the original slot had read and write speeds of 529 and 456 megabytes per second respectively, while the expansion drive connected via the Caddy Bay was slower at 248 and 266 megabytes per second. Ironically, Drive C, the drive containing the Windows operating system, is the slower one. So I need to move it to its new home to get maximum performance. Oh, do that. I used a software called Merriam, and the free version is sufficient. If you want to do the same, remember to back up all your data first.